Hi everyone, this is CricketSong with Inner Wisdom, and you're watching another episode of Practical Witchcraft. In this video, we're going to be casting a spell for personal healing. So let's get over to the altar and get casting. Okay, so today we're going to do a spell for self-healing, to heal self. So the first thing we're going to do is remove the feathers from my altar, except that one. We're going to light the candles. Red for the primordial feminine, and she doesn't want to light today. Red for the primordial feminine or your goddess candle, and you're evoking the energies of the divine feminine. For blood is red for blood. Black for the divine masculine or the primordial masculine or your god. You're evoking that energy. And white is for my spirit allies or spirit or bone. Blood, flesh, bone. Okay, so we are going to, there's a charcoal disc that I tried to light earlier, had some issues with, so we're going to light a charcoal disc so we can light our incense. If you want to see how I craft incense, you can look at episode 1. I go through the steps on how I choose the specific herbs and how I craft it. Talk you through that, so check out the first episode. So we want to get this charcoal disc lit. So we get this going. Okay, and we put it in the cauldron, or at least that's what I do. Put it in the cauldron, make sure it's light, it's lit. And then the incense I'm using is very simple. It's eucalyptus leaves and spearmint. That's the two I chose, and that's what I'm going to use for this spell. And then the only other, the other thing that you're going to want to have is an apple. Incense and apple. I'd prefer to use a red apple, but you know what? I don't have a red apple. All I have is a green apple. So this is the apple I'm going to use. And you are going to be consuming this apple as part of the spell. So this is the apple I'm going to use. I'm going to place it on top of my cauldron. And this is what we're going to do. When we chant, after we consume the apple, we're going to chant, apple, apple, take a bite, apple, apple, make it right. Okay, but before we get to that part, oh, and what I would normally do this spell, I would do it on a Sunday during the full moon. So what I'm going to do at this point is I am going to chant, I'm going to say the incantation over the apple. I put it on my pentacle for manifestation. I make sure that the incense is burning. Put the apple. I've washed the apple. I haven't consecrated it, but I've cleansed it, physically cleansed it. Now, apples for many years have been used to symbolize magic, which is why, you know, if you look up the correspondences for apple. So what we're going to do is we are going to say the incantation. Put both hands This magic mends my body as the planet turns in space. The memories of suffering I'm able to erase. All pain ends, all wounds will close, all broken bones shall heal. No longer will I dwell in darkness, it is joy that I feel. As I eat this apple, all ills shall disappear, all disease shall melt away or shrivel up in fear. The emptiness shall be replaced with fresh vitality, so I may thrive upon this earth in laughter, love, and glee. The spell is cast, it is bound, and cannot be undone, for on this night these words I've used is magic I have spun. I'm going to take the apple, and while I was saying that incantation, you would be imagining your energy coming from your hands and infusing the apple. Your spirit allies, your goddess, your god, whoever you work with would be working through you. Then at this point, you're going to take a knife and you're going to cut it this way so that when you open it, you're going to see the star that the core makes. So we're going to cut the apple. All the way through so that you see the star, and then I'm going to eat the apple. With the idea that this apple is infusing me with health and vitality. When you're done with the apple, if you do not consume the core, I would bury it outside. So I'm not going to stand here and eat the apple while we're talking, but after I consume the apple, I am going, or while I'm eating the apple, I say, apple, apple, take a bite, apple, apple, make it right, and I take a bite. So I'm raising this energy as I'm eating the apple. When I'm done eating the apple, I say the last couple of lines again. This spell is cast, it is bound, and cannot be undone. For on this night these words I've used is magic I have spun. So mote it be. After I consume the apple. When I am done consuming the apple, after all the incense has been burned, I thank my ancestors, my beloved dead, the mighty ones, my spirit allies, anyone that worked with me, my god and goddess. I make sure the offerings are still acceptable. I give more if necessary, and I extinguish the candles. And that's a spell for personal healing. Until next time, I love you. Blessed be.